Do you know what a stroke is?
A blockage in the brain, usually from a blood clot or a blood vessel that bursts.
Something to do with your heart where it...
Honestly, I don't know enough to tell you.
It's a lack of blood or going to the brain. Usually I believe the brain is impacted.
A stroke is something that happens to people that is unfortunate.
Somebody's having a stroke. What would you do?
Call 911.
I think you have to act very, very quickly.
I'd call 911. At least I hope I would in that situation. I don't think I would know if I knew that they were actually having a stroke.
Can you name at least one sign of a stroke?
I think impaired speech is one.
Like numbness in the legs or limbs.
Your left arm will tingle, and I think that's all I know.
FAST, go for it.
Face, arm, speech, and then time. Is that the essence?
Can you name at least one or a couple of risk factors for stroke?
Sodium, high fat, no exercise, smoking.
Drug and alcohol use, blood pressure.
Maybe a prior brain injury or age.
Obesity, poor eating habits, and genetics.
Atrial fibrillation. Have you ever heard of that? And if so, what do you think it is?
Say it one more time.
Atrial fibrillation.
Sounds like something that you can't breathe from.
I have no idea. No idea.
No, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
What age range do you think strokes affect people?
I would probably say 18 to 100.
No, as I understand it, I think stroke can strike just about anyone.
40 to 60.
I know someone my age, 29, who had a stroke, and she had to go in for serious surgery and couldn't speak for a couple months. So I know it can happen, I mean, really at any age to anyone, but it usually doesn't happen in people under the age of like 40 or 50.
Do you know anybody, or have you had anybody in your family affected by strokes?
I've known actually quite a few people, a couple family members and family friends.
Like my mom, she has a stroke on her left side of her body, so left side of her body is paralyzed.
A close friend of mine, his family member did just recently, which is kind of young, maybe in his 50s, if not before that a little bit.
There are definitely different levels of strokes and different kinds of strokes.
Do you know your blood pressure?
I actually do. 116/70.
I don't. All I know is that it's usually a little bit low.
I got it checked pretty recently, about 118/70, not too bad.
My blood pressure, it's higher than normal, I know that. Sometimes it worries me, I wonder why it's so high.
Every 40 seconds, somebody has a stroke. When you hear that statistic, what do you think?
It's more frequent than I would have imagined.
It's horrifying.
It's horrible, man. That's like us talking right now and 3 people had strokes already.
Every 4 minutes, someone dies from a stroke. When I tell you that, what does that make you think?
Oh, that's sad. It's surprising for sure. Yeah, I didn't know.
That's a lot more than I thought, at least the fatality rate. I knew they were pretty common, but I didn't think that many people were dying from them that regularly.
That's pretty crazy that every 4 minutes someone dies of a stroke.
It's a lot more common than a lot of people think.
Would you like to know more about strokes now that you've heard some of these statistics and all?
Sure, yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yes.
Sure.
I'm going to give you a pamphlet here, and there's one for you, and that pamphlet right there will give you a lot of ideas. The website is stroke.org. A lot of people aren't as aware as they should be. You'll be surprised what you learn by going to the site.